Hello and welcome back to Wild Arms. This is where we last left off, and namely, well, we got a lot of Jella, which is pretty good for us. And as you can see, we're pretty much set up for what's to come here. And if you remember correctly, we just escaped the Maze of Death. We've got over the Maze of Death. We also took care of Captain Bartholomew. I do believe we took care of Captain Bartholomew. No, we didn't take care of Captain Bartholomew. My apologies. Now that I have to take care of this again. I have my cheat sheet written down on the next thing we have to do here. But are you the fools that went along with Captain Bartholomew's crazy caper? Yes. So yeah, what we did was, last episode we took care of the idiocy, which was the fake wedding. Ooh. The Drakes took off after they saw a monster. After that cowardly act, the Drakes won't be respected by the sailors. They're probably gonna have to live in Antarctica or something. Well, sure sucks to be them, though. So, since we've taken care of things, we have the wand. So the one thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to head back in order to go forward. And what I mean by that, we go to the L Pyramid right here. Use duplicator here. Warp back. Boom. Duplicator here. And lo and behold, we are back in familiar territory. We're back near Milama village. And what are we going to do by Milama village? Well, we're going to take the Sand River, of course. Now, the first time I recorded this part, I had a mess, and I do mean a mess, of desync. So there's a reason why I'm redoing this, because of the desync. So what we're going to do here is use the wand. Hey, give me that space! My tongue! Come over here, I'll show you the way! This cave has a river of sand. The trick is not to fight the flow, but don't get lost. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. There's a reason why we came back this way. And before I forget, it's back here in Milama village. Now, of course, you have to be Cecilia for this, because it is the only way this is going to work. Now, remember in Milama village there was a dog here, and that dog won't let anybody come near a certain door. Well, since we have the wand, it gives us the ability to talk with animals. So what we do is hit it with the wand like so. I'm a dog and I don't have any friends. I feel a little happier now that you have spoken to me. So now we switch over to Rudy. Good dog. And inside we get the radar. The radar is a device that looks for items in yellow around Rudy. When it detects something, the designated spot will blink for a few seconds. So, all you have to do is hit the X button like so. And when you hear that sound, it tells you that treasure's near. Now, if you don't hear it, that only means there's no treasure around. And here we find a violet rose. And that tells you that you don't really have any items to find. So now we can go to the Sand River and proceed onward. Now where we're going to through the Sand River is the ship graveyard. So we go through this way again. And that's all you're going to really be doing as you're going through the Sand River. You're going to follow the flow of the river just to get to one place to the other. So we can find some really nifty stuff here, like this hardy apple. And of course, enemies. Because we're always going to fight some enemies here. Damn, Cecilia. Damn! Damn, crits everywhere. Shit. So we're going to look everywhere for mainly some nifty items. Like there's one right there. As well as a hole that leads to another part of the Sand River. Now you can grab everything or you can grab some things. If you can. If you can't, that's okay. I'll grab all the stuff I can find on camera. If I don't have it, I can always do it off camera. So we find a power apple here. Oh, there's a place we can bomb. So yeah, the first time I went through this place, man, I never knew I had desync, and it was horrible, horrible desync. But thankfully, I only saved on one spot and I didn't overwrite it. That's a good thing. Let's bomb this right here. And we get an orb of power. And we get a power apple here. And a hardy apple here. You are a jerk, sir. Thankfully, confusion doesn't last as long as... Confusion really doesn't last long until, like, the duration of the battle. So that's always a good thing. say at this point, we can simply ride it through. We can simply ride the Sand River left or right. So we're going to try to get as many of the treasure we can in this one part alone. I can't guarantee I'm going to get all of them. But later on, there will be a time in which you can get the sweet candy for your own usage. But that's probably until we get back to Aldehyde and start restoring the town itself. So all we have to do now is just ride the river to the right of us. I love preemptive strikes. Smart, right? So I find another hardy apple here. And if we try to swing around, and try to take out these tadpoles like so. These toadstools like so, they get blown by the Sonic Combustor! So let's see. Can't send Hampan over there. It's a good thing I use my videos as references to where I've been. Because before I delete them, I always want to make sure where I am, so I have to pinpoint where I last been on almost every other video. Just make sure. You know, that's all I'm doing it for. Damn, that's weak. Let's see, I think we're close to leaving here. A Stanga. Good lord. hell? You're dead. Wow, we are just getting lucky. We're just really getting extremely lucky here. Power apple. And this is our way out. And we're heading over past another merchant. But we're going to our next stop, namely called the Ship Graveyard. So we find a serenade for Cecilia, an agile apple, party apple, a hillberry, another hillberry, a potion berry, okay, where you at? Where you at? Here you are. Bomb that for another hillberry. And this is probably another hillberry. Yep. I'm close. So close I can taste it. Not here. Not here. Not here. Oh, there you go. And a power apple. And that's everything. So here we find an arms dealer. And I do believe there's one guy here that needs to be spoken to. One that'll explain his plight and give us access to a new area called the Pleasing Gardens. So we're gonna sell off our old stuff. Just to make back some of that money we've already spent. So we just upgraded our equipment in less time than we had to. In less time than we had to make a buck. If that makes sense. So my arm is full. I've been trying to cross the inner sea, but no ships have come in days. Is it the monsters? 30 Gala? You bet. I mean, 30 Gala for, 3 people. That's punches. Ah, here he is. I left Anna there at the pleasing garden. I was a hotshot dream chaser back then. I was after the sword called the Guardian Blade. Out of lust for the sword, my wife Anna, as you can see, I can no longer walk. Will you please retrieve my wife's bracelet from the pleasing garden? I want to give my wife a proper burial. So there we have it. That's our next spot on our map that we're going to. The extreme chaser Dan and his wife challenged the pleasing garden in the desert. They were separated in the maze, and Dan was the only one who came back. He was injured, and so he started a life here. So the pleasing garden is another desert area. This desolate harbor used to be bustling with merchants. I'm a lucky cat. This town is full of fish. I bet you are. But now that we have a place to go to, let's see. For my hand cannon, let's see. How much to power my ATP? Oh! Well, yes, I will take those. I will take those upgrades aplenty. Yes, thank you. So I think now's a good time to save. So I'm going to save here. Like so. Yeah, and as you can see, this is different because this slot here, this save point is where I technically had the desync issue. So I'm just going to leave that there. But this one, this is what we're working with now. So I'm pretty certain we should be okay. So, in our next episode, without desync, we're going to be going back into the desert and into the pleasing gardens when Wild Arms continues right after this.